G'day folks, Gary, Perth 4x4 Adventures. Again, well, it's one of those things where you probably will have noticed, or sharp-eyed viewers will have noticed, I've changed swags. I used to run a King swag, a King single, King swag. I bought that 5 years ago and used it right up until probably about 3 months ago, when during quite a considerable storm it finally gave way. Now we all know King's gear's a little bit hit and miss, but anyway, it did the job, and I didn't think it was a bad swag. It wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't bad, and it certainly did the job over the years. So I went out and I originally got a Darche Dirty D 1100. The 1100s are a damn big swag, and to be perfectly honest, it was too big. So, thinking what's right for me, I went and I did a bit of changing around and swapping around and got the Dirty D 900. Now basically the 900 and the 1100 are the exact same, with a 200mm difference, as the names of the swag would suggest. So anyway, I'm going to show you through the Dirty D, give you a couple of my thoughts and opinions on it, because it's a mid-price swag. It's not the cheapest on the market by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly not the most expensive. And I've got to admit, I've been using it for a couple of months now, and I'm quite impressed with the quality, but there are a couple of shortcomings on it. So anyway, first cab off the rank, I get my ugly mug off this screen, and I'll show you the swag, and I'll show you a couple of its shortcomings before I start going through the good points. Okay, so the end flaps here, as you will see, nice airflow through the end flaps, but the covers are only held on by Velcro. There's no zips around the covers. There's a zip around the fly screen, which is awesome. You can open the fly screen up. Not exactly sure why you'd want to, but you can. But there is no zip around the actual flap over the end. And that's also the same as I wander around. It's the exact same at the foot end. Only the foot end, you can't actually open the fly screen. So it's just an actual screen there. And again, no big deal. To this point, and I've been out in it in the rain a couple of times, it doesn't let water in. So I just think it's a bit disappointing that they don't have zips on them, but like I say, it hasn't let any water in, so I can't really complain about that. On the plus side for this, it's a 3-pole design. I didn't show you putting it up. It's pointless. Everyone knows how to put up a swag. It is easy up, very quick to go up. One thing which can be a little bit annoying, and excuse this wind noise here, all 3 lots of poles are all different sizes, so you need to keep the middle set, the foot set and the head set 3 pieces together, because no 2 pieces are the exact same size. Fortunately, they do give you little clips to bundle them up, so it's a no-brainer. Middle poles are the longest ones, the head poles are the next size down, and the foot poles are the shortest, but they are all labelled anyway. I'll just run you here, and you'll see here, right there, double D 900 centre middle pole. So, and of course we've got the foot pole and we've got the head pole. So that's quite good, because what that does is that stops it from collapsing in on you, which was one of the downsides to the King's swag, and all of the other swags along the lines of the King swag. They do tend to collapse a little bit at the sides. And when you're in them in heavy rain and the sides collapse, you tend to touch the sides, and of course that does let water in, but that's beside the point. Okie dokie, so the head flap comes up here, that's and it's the exact same on the other side. That's your entry and exit point. So as you can see, you've really only got half of the length of the swag to get in and out of. Now, I'm a big guy and not the most flexible bloke on the planet, but to be perfectly honest, I get in and out of that with no dramas. I thought there might have been a few problems with it, but there really hasn't been. It's not difficult at all. So originally I thought, yeah, but after using it, no dramas whatsoever. And of course for ventilation, we've got the foot end, and excuse that, the foot end there, which opens up for ventilation, and again the same too on the other side. And again, there's no zip around that, that's just held on by Velcro. And obviously the mesh doesn't unzip at the sides there either. So again, that was one of the things where I thought, yeah, not too sure if it's going to last through the rain or if it's not. But realistically, there hasn't been a problem at all. I've also been out in it in incredibly hot weather, and trust me, when you open it all up, the airflow is really, really nice. And more than happy with that. It was 41 degrees a week or so ago when we were out at Menindee, and yeah, I was as comfortable as you can be in 41 degrees. It was still mid-30s at like 11 o'clock at night. So, and you'll also see on my setup, stretcher. The 900 fits perfectly on, it's only a June stretcher, so it's budget, but it fits perfectly on it. The poles fit nice and neat into the corners, and because it's reasonably freestanding, even in windy conditions, when I've got it on that stretcher, no need to peg it down. If you need to peg it down, we've got ropes and pegs and all of the bits and pieces that come with it, but I haven't really found the need. Having said that, I haven't been in extreme wind conditions with it at this point in time, so only time's going to tell on that. So quality of canvas, exceptional. It's really, really good. And inside, I'll see if I can take you into my bedroom, folks. Careful, people will talk. Inside, hopefully you'll get the general gift of that. It's quite spacious inside, which is really, really good. It's plenty of headroom, and it's comfortable. It really is comfortable. So at this point in time, I'm actually quite impressed with it. I had some reservations, but so far so good. I would recommend one of these for anyone. And like I say, they're a mid-range price point. To be perfectly honest, I can't remember, it was about 400 bucks, 420 bucks, something along those lines. So like I say, not the cheapest swag on the market, but far from the most expensive. I did have a look at a couple of other swags when I was in the market to buy this, and being a bit of a cheap ass, really couldn't justify the $900 to $1,000 plus for a swag. They were good quality. But I couldn't justify it. So anyway, long and the short of it, I ended up with the Darche Dirty D, downgraded from the 1100 to the 900 because that's quite ample. A couple of other things that it does actually impress me about, and you can't really see it, it's in the back of the car here, is the actual canvas bag that they come in. I'll roll this out. Is a really good quality canvas bag, and it's one of the very few that when you're packing the swag up, you can leave your sleeping bags in the swag, have to take the pillow out of course, roll your swag up, strap it down, and it fits in the bag without having to fight and wrestle. So I'm really happy with that, and it also packs down reasonably small. You'll see in the back of the vehicle here, it's got that space in between there is where the swag lives. Fits in there no problems whatsoever. So anyway, it was just a really quick rundown on the swag itself, and well, my camping setup, I guess, while I'm here. Just a real quick one, because I've been away for 3.5 weeks, making my way back home now. I was in outback New South Wales, reasonably remote, and yeah, well, I'm a minimalistic sort of guy, so obviously the Triton. I live out of the vehicle. In the back I've got a single drawer there that goes full depth, that's my pantry. A couple of boxes with recovery gear, spare parts, spare oil, you know, oils, filters, belts and all of the bits and pieces. I have the box on the side over here, that's well, actually that's full of nibblies and treats and all of the bits and pieces. Case there which has got all of my crockery, cutlery and all of the bits and pieces. Quite simple chair and table, and then we wander around the back into the back of the vehicle. And we've got freezer, fridge, lithium 12 volt setup in the back with red arc DC-DC, and that's it. Like I say, very minimalistic, but this isn't about how I set the car up, this is more about the swag. So in real terms, 3 months is probably not fair to do a complete review on it, because everything is still quite new. I have used it extensively. Like I say, it's just in this trip alone, it's been 3.5 weeks. So I guess I'll come back at some point in time later on down the track and give you a more long-term view of it. But at this point, I'm quite impressed with it, particularly for its price point. I think, like I say, it's a mid-range price swag, but I think it's got the makings of being very good, particularly for its price. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you've enjoyed the quick walk around of the swag and the quick rundown of the swag. If you're in the market for a new one, and I'm not affiliated with Darche by any stretch of the imagination, but if you're in the market for one at this point in time, I'll give it my tick of approval after 3 months. But I guess the proof will be in the pudding, and we'll see how it goes after 12 to 18 months. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for lasting this long if you have. If you can, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're not already a member. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys, bye.